Dear students and my audience, very warm welcome to Dr. Zia Ahmed YouTube channel. And in today's topic, we shall be discussing gender and discourse analysis, their relationship with each other. How does discourse analysis or the discourses turn, make, or construct gender, or how gender interacts with discourse analysis? So, for this purpose, let us first of all understand what is the definition, how we can define both of these things. For example, gender and discourse analysis are altogether interrelated and interdisciplinary because both of these are used in order to understand and examine the relationship which is between language and communication and the construction of gender identity and roles. It means that we shall be using our language in such a specific way that purposefully sometimes the identity of gender is constructed and its roles are constructed. In that way, discourse therefore refers to the ways in which language is used in communication, spokenly or writtenly, or in nonverbal communication, in order to construct what the gender should be, what gender is, or what gender can be. So, in that way, it is interrelated. More definition can come here by saying that gender and discourse analysis together provide a powerful framework for understanding how language plays a role in shaping, reinforcing, and challenging gender norms and identities within various social contexts. This is something, when we combine together gender and discourse analysis, it can help us a lot in understanding how and what way the language has been used in order to create certain specific identities, norms, or the reinforcement or shaping of the gender roles in the society. Language as a social construct. We all of know that the discourse analysis proceeds further in order to analyze which are the social realities and what are the gender roles and identities. And therefore, it will be possible for us to understand that it's not altogether simplicity of language. Language is never neutral, it rather is constructed. So when it goes to construct anything, it includes the gender also. So therefore, language can be helpful in understanding the construction of gender, and the analysis, discourse analysis, would provide us the best framework to understand. For example, power and dominance are the two more specific things in discourse analysis, and therefore we will be able to see what are the dynamics of power in language and how it is being used to in order to construct and reinforce whatever the power balance exists there. If there is imbalance, the discourse will be pointing it out, and if there is no imbalance, it is altogether balanced, it will be telling like that. So, therefore, both of these things are very helpful in understanding what are the existing social structures and hierarchies regarding gender and how these are facing challenges, what are the problems we can be facing there. It's important to see how gender is represented in media. Most of the time, we can see that there are advertisements, news, and entertainment in which gender is shown, and that can also be shown in order to construct a special type of gendering, that is, gender stereotypes or balanced gendering or some advancement in the gender. So discourse analysis would help us understand these things, how they are being represented in the media. And in the same way, in the institutions, for example, we need to see through or with the help of this gender discourse analysis that what are the policies, what are the organizational communications and language used in the professional setting that can impact the gender dynamic. If the language is not constructed for a specific purpose to attain some kind of genderization, it's all okay. Otherwise, one needs to see how it is happening, because in institutions also, the kind of style of use of language influences the construction of gender dynamics as well. And moreover, there is most of the time intersectionality between these two. The identity of the gender, especially, and the discourse analysis are interacting with number of issues. For example, there are social categories like race, class, and sexuality. All these things are determined with the help of language, and gender analysis, discourse analysis goes us to understand a better understanding of the language and contributes a lot in the construction of social entities. Same is the case with performativity and identity. Judith Butler has suggested that performativity of a gender inside the society goes to tell what type of gender it's going to be. So we can see through the discourse analysis how these individuals are performing their gender through language and communication. So in this way, it helps us a lot to understand all that. So that is the way how gender is performed, how gender is done with the help of language, or how language can influence in the performativity of gender. As we know that language is capable of bringing a social change, it's a tool for that, and this change can happen at every level. This change can happen at the level of traditional gender norms and advocates of equality as well, whatever we want to see. For example, if we want to take back the social change towards the previous or predetermined gender roles and norms, we can use language. And if we want to advocate equality, we can use language. So critical discourse analysis, being a very important part of discourse analysis, goes to talk to us how language contributes to the reproduction of social inequalities and including gender. So that is why it's very much necessary to include gender also in the studies of critical discourse analysis, so that we may be able to interrelate the relationship between the two, how it is done and what is the way to do so. So far, thank you for watching. Hope to see you in some next video.